What is up, fellow co-op lovers? We're back here with another episode of the Co-op Bros to help you sort out the wheat from the chaff, the sheep from the goats, the men from the boys. We're here to help you determine your next Game Pass adventure with your friends by talking about the best co-op games on Game Pass. Now here's the game plan. I've got 3 sections to this video. Number 1 will be the great games to check out. These are titles Gabe and I have played, enjoyed, and can confidently say are worth a download on Game Pass. Think of it like a list of games that have the bros stamp of approval, so you know you're gonna have a chance at enjoying it if the premise and the genre sound interesting to you and your friends. Section number 2 will be our personal top 5 co-op games on Game Pass. These games went above and beyond the stamp of approval and are simply some of the favorite games we've ever played. And finally, section number 3 will be called Friendly Reminders. These games are titles we have unfortunately not had the chance to check out in depth ourselves, but know that they're great in their own right, and maybe you forgot they were available on Game Pass. The No Man's Skies of the world, for example, is on Game Pass, and if you're like me, you may have forgotten about that. With that out of the way, let's cover all of the best co-op games on Game Pass worth checking out. For this first group of great games to check out, we're gonna go in no particular order. Gonna give you the important details like is it local or online, does it have crossplay, when did it release, stuff like that. And of course, we're just gonna keep things running quickly so we can get out of here and start gaming. Am I right or am I right? 40k Darktide is a co-op horde shooter set in the Warhammer universe where you can play online in squads of up to 4. It's a live service game that's been around for a year now and has steadily improved over time. A special shout out on this one to the soundtrack, it absolutely slaps. Gotham Knights is a superhero open world action game where you get to play as the famous sidekicks Batgirl, Robin, Nightwing, and Red Hood. It's got a 2-player online co-op campaign with a 4-player online tower mode to check out. It got panned pretty badly by critics at launch, but if you play it entirely in co-op just like we did, it's a good time. Spiritfarer is a unique 2-player local co-op title where you help to see spirits move on to the next level of life. The game has easy to maneuver platforming and a great management sim that's 100% worth checking out with your friend or partner because they get to play as a cat partner Daffodil who makes everything a little bit easier and a little bit cuter. Spoiler alert, you might get emotional on this one. Following up one unique title with another, we have A Way Out, an exclusively co-op adventure where you, yes that's right, try to find a way out of prison and a life of crime. It's got both online and split-screen 2-player co-op and is a must-play for anyone who loves the genre of co-op titles, especially at its short 6.5-hour runtime. At launch, Back 4 Blood was an extremely frustrating experience with some nasty bugs and balancing issues sucking out the fun. But now it's time to go back for more. Wait, what? Because the amazing gunplay, enemy design, and card system can totally stand on its own. FYI, this one has up to 4 players online co-op. A game that didn't suck at launch was Broforce, a 2D platforming action title where you and up to 4 friends online or locally join forces and defeat terrorists in the most over-the-top ways possible. Spoilers, expect a lot of explosions. But Broforce Forever updated the title 8 years later with additional bros to play as, an expanded campaign, and a deeper arsenal to bro it up with. Truly a title that deserves our stamp of co-op bros approval. If you've ever wanted Pokemon to grow up, add some good co-op, and change up its mechanics, look no further than Cassette Beasts. Its 2-player local co-op mode is just the cherry on top of one of the best indie sleeper hits of 2023. It is 100% worth a download if it looks interesting to you and your friends. Gabe and I have never been into the co-op puzzler. It's a niche version of our genre, even though we are the self-proclaimed co-op aficionados. But Escape Academy is one of the few exceptions to our taste palette. It delivers great puzzles and easily transitions to both local and online 2-player co-op. Now, one of our favorite genres in co-op is actually roguelites, and Gunfire Reborn delivers one of the best. It's a fast-paced FPS and RPG roguelite where you play as cute yet ferocious animals in up to 4-player online co-op. Don't let the art style fool you, this easily could have made it into our top 5. Maybe it will in the future when other games are dropped. Another title that could make an argument to be in the top 5 is co-op ultra classic Overcooked 2. The original created an entire subgenre and the sequel only refined the formula further. Plus we're talking 4 players locally, online, and in combo co-op. A title that is truly a staple of the genre and should always be downloaded if you have Game Pass. If you missed the old LEGO Star Wars games that dominated my childhood in the mid-2000s, you need to check out the most recent title, the Skywalker Saga. It modernizes the gameplay, brings all 9 movies into one package, and has 2-player split-screen co-op. It's an awesome title that I think a lot of people slept on when it was released last year. If you're like me and also have nostalgia for Souls games, which dominated my teen years in the early 2010s, then WoLong Fallen Dynasty is a great download for you to try. Mostly button mashing, but it's still a good time thanks to a solid combat system. It's got 3-player online co-op with some of the better ease-of-play systems for a Souls-like. If you're worried on how that works, we put out a how-to on that around launch for you to check out. Finishing off this section of great games to check out, we have a perfect title that fits the bill in Wartales. Namely because you probably haven't heard of it and now you have thanks to us, you're welcome. It's a mercenary management sim with turn-based combat and a unique open world that nails every aspect of its design, especially the emergent storytelling. It's tons of fun to debate the legit important decisions with your friends. It's got 4-player online co-op, receives our stamp of approval, and is worth checking out. These next 5 titles don't just get our stamp of approval, but are some of our favorite titles that should definitely be on your friend group shortlist for your next title to play. Let's go through the titles from 5 to 1 as any good showman would. The discussion around Wild Hearts at launch was dominated by its poor performance, rightfully so, but what was drowned out was just how awesome this Monster Hunter-like really is. The list of monsters were unique and well varied, soundtrack and art direction are superb, and the Katakuri system was a gamble that totally paid off. If you're a Monster Hunter group like my group is, you really need to play this iteration, and the fact that it's now on Game Pass is a huge win. Grab 3 players, get online, and check out Wild Hearts. No game has found its way more often into our Discord since its release than Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, but that's for one simple reason: it's a fantastic co-op game. Soundtrack, gameplay, quirky humor, and up to 6 players co-op and online, locally, or combo. It's on Game Pass. It's essentially free if you look at it that way. I mean, I don't know, man. That's just an easy win for me. It's not mechanically super deep, but it's easy to put on and play with just about anyone, and that's an awesome feature. As I continue to go through this list of top 5, I'm just constantly reminded how great a deal Game Pass is. Deep Rock Galactic gives you hundreds of hours of deeply solid co-op gameplay and is a must-play for any online co-op group of 4. Drinking a few keggers on the dance floor with your fellow dwarf brethren screaming "Rockin' Stone" in beautiful unison. That sentence sounds like a fever dream, but it is a regular occurrence when you play Deep Rock Galactic with your friends. I don't know what more you need me to say, go download for yourself to see what I'm talking about. You might be noticing a monster hunting bias in the top 5, but quite frankly, I don't care. This is just our taste, and Monster Hunter Rise is a great game, and the fact that it's chilling here on Game Pass is wild. It's not my personal favorite Monster Hunter title, but it's no slouch in any way. Playing any of these titles with your friends is always going to be a blast. The monsters are all so good and make you communicate and work together, and you're just gonna constantly be wowed by them. You've got different playstyles with the different weapons so no one feels like the same hunter. And plus, Rise does a great job with its new Silk ability to force you to coordinate your hunts a little bit better than previous titles. It's just a fantastic game that has to be high in your playlist if you're into monster hunting with your friends. If you know us at all, you're not surprised to see that It Takes Two is our #1 co-op game on Game Pass. This will always go down as one of the best co-op games we've ever played and one of the best of all time. It Takes Two's crowning achievement is its ability to switch genres time and time again and still be 100% fun and accessible in co-op. A puzzle title, a platformer, an FPS, it does all and it does it all so well. It Takes Two is our favorite game on Game Pass. Alright, let's finish off the video with the friendly reminder section, which is basically accomplishing 2 things. It's me saying, look, Mr. Viewer and or Mrs. Viewer and or Miss Viewer, I know that Halo should be #1 on this list, but I haven't played Halo, or Gears of War for that matter, in co-op since my last middle school sleepover where I drank more dew than was previously thought possible. So yeah, all of these games here are fantastic. I just either haven't played them or haven't played them as much as I would like to really comment on them. So yes, I am sorry that they weren't in the previous 2 sections, but it also serves as a second purpose that I mentioned earlier. This is your friendly reminder that these excellent titles are all on Game Pass. This is the final dunk of the video where Game Pass is just like, yeah, I am the best deal in gaming. I mean, Stardew Valley is one of the best life sims in gaming, it's got great co-op, it's on Game Pass. No Man's Sky is the biggest comeback success in gaming and is basically your best co-op sim for being in space. It's on Game Pass. Sea of Thieves could make an argument that it's the biggest comeback success in gaming. It's the best pirate sim with your friends. It's on Game Pass. Valheim isn't even in 1.0, but because of Game Pass, you can play it in early access on console and PC. That is awesome, so yes, here's your friendly reminder section. Again, you're welcome. Alright, that's all here for us guys. If you got something out of the video, maybe a game you didn't realize was hidden in Game Pass, or maybe one you just hadn't considered yet, think about giving us a like or a sub. It would mean a lot. I'm going to do editing Andrew a solid and cut us off quickly here because he's got a lot of editing to do because we're releasing reviews, top 10s, list videos. It's all coming out as the year closes, so we'll catch you next time on another episode of the Co-op Bros.